Well, good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 26th, 2026, and I'm going to call the regular board meeting for the Tipp City Board of Education to order at 6:30 p.m. We will start this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Stevens, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. McMurray.
Here.
Mrs. Dillard.
Here.
Mrs. Ernst.
Here.
Mrs. Plyman.
Here.
Mr. Thompson. Here. All present accounted for. We do have a quorum and can continue the meeting.
Thank you. Next is the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mrs. Dillard, thank you. I'll open it for discussion regarding tonight's agenda.
I would like items J, L, and O removed from consent for separate considerations.
And just for clarification, that's J, the pay to participate. L, the contract for food service. And I'm sorry, which one?
Oh, the overnight.
Overnight and out-of-state trips. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll move those right now.
Okay.
J, L, and O. Any other adjustments?
All right. Is it ready?
Forgot to change one thing.
Okay.
Okay, they have been moved.
Okay.
They are now items Q, R, and S under new business.
Okay. Do I need to go back to vote on the amended?
Yeah, let's do another first and
Okay.
second.
Can I have a motion to approve the amended agenda for tonight?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second.
I'll second.
Lyman, Dillard. Discussion on the amended agenda. Okay, hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Plyman,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. We can continue with the meeting. First on the agenda is the library public hearing.
Does anybody would like to speak on the
Mrs.
library
Santucci.
budget?
Oh, hi. As you can see, the 2027 tax budget is in the public documents. Mrs. Santucci, I'll let you take the floor.
Okay. Can you hear me or I have to turn that on?
You might need to push it. There you go.
Okay. I'm Mrs. Santucci. I'm the director of the Tipp City Public Library, 11 East Main Street. In your board docs, you have a revised worksheet budget. Several questions were sent in by Lydia Plyman, and I'd like to address them now. The question was, I noticed the earnings on investment line dropped from approximately $306,000 in the prior year to $75,000 in 2026 and remains projected at that level for 2027. I was hoping better to understand the reasons for that decrease and why it has not returned to a prior level. Earnings on investments line includes our interest and dividends in our savings account as well as our sizable endowment fund. Earnings for 2024 and 2025 benefited from unusually favorable investment conditions, not typically sustainable over a long period. S&P approximate total returns in 2024 and 2025 were 25% and 18% respectively, compared to our approximate returns of 21% and 14%. Many investment firms are projecting the future equity market gains to be mid-single-digit range rather than double-digit over the next 2 years. Accordingly, 2026 and 2027 budgets are more conservative, using a single mid-digit rate of return supporting our long-term responsible budgeting process. So our tax budget is just us projecting, okay? There's another question. Public services and programs salary line increased approximately $57,500, which is around 10%. Was that primarily related to new hires, or was it mostly attributed to wage and salary increases for existing staff? The 10% increase in our projected tax budget for 2027 budgeted salaries is not solely attributed across the board raises. It includes a combination of anticipated new hires, cost of living adjustments, aligning wage to market conditions, and equity corrections for long-term employees. Staffing-related needs necessary to sustain operations and services, expectations, and anticipated retirements. The last question. Public services and programs, other categories increased approximately $46,000. Was that driven more by an increase of number of programs and services, increased costs associated with having a program, and was there a particular initiative that this expense impacted that item? These line items represent mostly employee fringe benefits, OPERS, contributions, Medicare, health, life, dental, vision, and workers' comp. A roughly 20% increase in the 2027 budget is just a result of our expectation that these costs will continue to rise in the current market and well above inflation due to health care, benefits, increased OPERS, and staffing retention concerns. We feel confident that this is our solid 2027 projection. And if there's any further questions.
Does anyone have any further questions for Mrs. Santucci?
And that's audience or?
Opening it up to the audience as well. Hearing none, I will close it.
Yep, we'll close the public.
Close the
hearing.
public hearing for the library tax budget, 2027 tax budget.
Yep, and the board will vote on it at
Well-
the June meeting.
At the June
vote
meeting.
will happen and then it goes to the county.
Yep,
Okay, thank you very much.
thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda is student recognition.
All right, we're gonna start with the high school kids tonight, because I think they got some other activities to go to, some award ceremonies. So, we'll start with high school and then we'll come back to Broadway. So, Tipping High School, we had some Literary Excellence Awards. And just make sure I'm reading. High school students Henry Tome, Elijah Stipler, and Oliver Ranley qualified for the Just Right State Tournament. Through Just Right, students had the opportunity to showcase their creativity, writing skills, and quick thinking in a competitive setting. The state tournament took place last Monday at Bluffton University, and you're going to tell us you did great, right? Yes. Well, you don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you did great, though, right? So, we're proud of these students for earning the opportunity to participate and wish them the best of luck at the state competition and their results. The results come in?
They should be in the next few weeks.
Okay, so it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Because you guys wrote so well. All right. So we have Oliver and Henry with us today. So they can come on up here.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And
Congratulations.
also, does this help with your Inferno book submissions at all?
What, just practicing?
Just practicing,
Yeah.
just get that. Good. Congratulations to the high school kids on their work on the writing. Let's go to Broadway Elementary. So we have some kids from Broadway. So first off, we have Audrey Suter. Is Audrey here? No, okay, she received the. Oh, she's the one that's on vacation. We're gonna deal with her next, when she gets back. She received the Super Perseverance Award. We have the Curious Mind Award, goes to Josie Diller. Josie is well-rounded and has lots of real-life experiences. During our class discussions, Josie is very willing to listen respectfully to her classmates while confidently expressing her own ideas and experiences. She is also an excellent student and a natural leader. I appreciate Josie's insight and curious questions that help keep our class discussions interesting. She is a wonderful asset to our class. Great. All right.
Congratulations.
We have a Creative Writer Award, goes to Nova Avery. So Nova I'm always impressed with her writing. She always goes above and beyond with great details. We have been working on adjectives, and Nova is very good at adding them to her paragraphs. She takes her time when colorful illustrations need to be added to her writings as well. I appreciate her hard work, and she is a very good example to her classmates. Congratulations. Keep up the great work. Let's go.
Keep working hard. This sounds a good job. And great job.
And last from Broadway is Noah Herring. Noah, come on up here. So this is a kind of a culmination of things. So I'd like to nominate Noah. He's in Mrs. Martin's classroom. Several times this winter, he was shoveling snow off the playground. And a couple weeks ago, as Mrs. Smith was leaving, you were sweeping the mulch off the playground back into the mulch. And with the amount of rain we've had, we probably had all kinds of mulch on the playground area. So thank you for helping keep our place clean and going above and beyond, because you didn't have to do that, did you? But you did because you helping things out. Thank you very much. And parents, you're welcome to go up and get pictures too. You don't need to just sit there. You can move around. At LT Ball, we have Innovation and Action Award. So this group of fourth grade students is being recognized for their outstanding work in design, creativity, and teamwork. They researched and created a promotional flyer for the Acha Cafe, is that how you say it? Acha? Okay, Acha Cafe in downtown Tipp City. Their peers selected their flyer as the top design of all the fourth grade. The design was shared with the cafe, where the owners were impressed with their skills and proud to place it on display. So those three students are, we have Grace Miller, Eloise Fisher, and Clara Foster. Grace and Clara. All right. Grace. Congratulations.
That's the bubble.
Eloise.
Congratulations.
So who's like the designer? Was it a collaborative effort, or did you have somebody who was like the artist, somebody that was the designer, the color person? You all did it? All right, great. I bet you had fun doing it too, even
Yeah.
though it was work done.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we just have one more kid at the middle school. Seth Schroyer, he received the Outstanding Athletic Achievement Award. He is not able to be here because he is at the middle school Washington DC trip. So, but he's gonna come get it, but I think his
Okay.
parents are here to get it. So, Seth was, he broke the middle school 800-meter run record at the NBL meet yesterday, and he also qualified for the state middle school, in what? Finished fifth in the state in the middle school state track. So,
I think it's a new record, right? And a new record at the state.
and he went to the state too, good.
He now thinks he should go to college and be a runner.
You
Nothing wrong
know,
with that.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Congratulations.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Thank you, sir.
congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. Is that it?
That's it.
Super cool.
And parents, you're welcome to stay, or you're free to head out too.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Have a great summer. Tell them to keep writing and creating
Absolutely.
all summer. Yeah.
Thank you for the help. We appreciate it.
The room sense.
Enjoy.
That's really cool.
He shoveled my stuff.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. All right, are we good? Okay. Next on the agenda, under superintendent comments, is an update on the building project.
Every week seems to bring another layer to the new building here at the PK8. We're excited where that's going. I think activity will pick up a little bit with the steel structures going up. The walls are going up faster now, it seems like, maybe just because I'm paying more attention, looking at it more. Everything's still on track. We are working through everything here, but everything's still on track, and happy with the cooperation that we're getting with everybody from the architect and construction people to make that happen. At the high school today, they started mobilizing and actually started, they had delivery of 3 semi-trucks of flooring. So that's in the hallways right now. That the high school staff is kind of working their way around. I think they're going to start, there's a couple empty rooms, they're going to start demoing the floor up in the classroom. We got the storage container for storage for staff to bring their stuff, to leave their stuff there versus trying to find places for it and bringing it right back. But that got delivered today, so it's just, but at the high school, it was, the pace was, there's a lot of people coming in and out
Yeah.
with that. A lot of workers getting things ready for actual, really hitting the ground running. They got 9-10 weeks to get
Yeah.
some stuff done, and they're confident they're gonna do it, so we're looking forward to it.
More mobilization will happen throughout this week and on the interior and exterior. Roofing will start, I believe, next week as well, or beginning of June, and same thing with the Success Circle. So
Okay.
everybody has the map where you're going to access the
Yeah,
the school from the south entrance. Success Circle by the water tower will be shut down here shortly to accommodate the milling and filling of the asphalt area.
okay.
So far so good, and we'll keep you up to date on changes, but a lot of positive comments about how things are moving.
Yeah.
Not fast enough, but they're moving fast.
And
Yeah.
we recognize that there's inconveniences with the construction, but it's temporary, so.
Yeah, the community, parents, family with a new drop-off, so they've been actually worked out pretty well, and they've all been
Awesome.
pretty good with everything, so we appreciate that cooperation.
Any questions for Mr. Moran for either project? Okay. Do we have a time-lapse image of going of?
Shook is actually doing that, I believe.
Oh, really?
Is that right? They're doing like a monthly
Oh,
or
that's so
weekly
cool.
something that will.
That's awesome. Love that.
Show progression.
All right. Let me grab it.
Sure. Does somebody have the sign-in sheet?
I bet Lisa accidentally took it
All right.
with her stuff.
Well, Don, I saw that you had signed up. Was there anybody else that signed up as well? Were you the only name on there? Okay. Probably just Don then. Unless,
Okay.
was anybody else signed up for speaking?
Okay. Mr. Watson, if you want to go. I think the paper got accidentally taken. All right, let me get to my timer.
I'm Don Watson from West State Route 571, Tipp City, Ohio. I guess I would start out tonight as connect back from the February meeting. We often see respectful, responsible, integrity, but we leave out the word accountability. I was here in March, but found out that the meeting on, I'll go back in January when I was here, I understood that the board meetings would be the third Tuesday of the month. Anyway, I came in March and found out that the meeting was on Monday. Time can never be made up, so what God was calling me to say at that meeting, we'll have to try to squeeze in 5 minutes. But accountability is so we are to be Christ-like and He keeps us accountable. I can vouch for that. Also at the February meeting, we took some time to remember Ashley. And then we saw t-shirts made, "Live like Ashley," which was great. But then I had mentioned the word born again in the meeting, and I got a phone call, and the person was saying, "What do you mean?" Well, Ashley was born again, and so I'll have to do like I always use scripture for the truth. The one scripture that we hear often, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life." But if you back up about 10 verses in John, third chapter, Jesus answered and read, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God." It goes on, "Marvel not that I said unto thee, you must be born again." So it's a phrase that is used by God Jesus, the Holy Spirit. I end there with the Holy Spirit. I didn't realize you were talking about AI tonight, or I would add some things about AI. I guess we always like 20/20 vision, which comes at the rear. But AI, in my opinion, and other Christians I've talked to, is of the devil, because we even have Pope Leo opting out of it. And I don't understand it all, but God gave each person in this room 1 billion brain cells. And that was to be thy will be done, referring to Jesus. And if you're not going to use that 1 billion brain cells, and you say, oh, I believe in AI, what that is doing is keeping you to become totally what God meant you to be. So I hope that's not confusing you. I hope you take it to prayer, because God will answer you. I've seen that in my life. He answers always. So I would recommend, one of the things that I saw in a newspaper this week was a 20/20 kind of thing that happened with ADHD. And now the headline says ADHD may not be a disorder after all. God made everybody, ADHD people, we judge as different, but they could be wired differently, and that's okay. So that goes with all kinds of people. So we have to be careful, because God's words tells us not to judge. And I would just appreciate if you would really give time to this AI thing. So 10 years from now, a child says, go to AI, I can't think it through. And we are thinking through because we have had the opportunity through school to learn and not rely on AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda this evening is the informational reports. Mrs. Dillard, were you able to attend the MVCTC?
Yes.
Thank you.
And, you have the minutes from the April meeting there. That's kind of a month behind, of course. This meeting was quite a few retirements, quite a bit of experience, many retirements of people over 20 and 30 years. They've had a huge hiring at MVCTC. And then I had the pleasure and opportunity to attend my first graduation, 869 graduates at UD Arena. This is the program, I'll pass it around. They awarded, they found scholarships for kids. 85% of the kids at the CTC get scholarships, 7.8 million in scholarships. This is the scholarship packet. So, and this is the program. And so if you want to take a look at it, you can. So we have, the CTC board members will have a retreat coming up in June. We didn't know we could do that, so it's not going to be super long or anything. It's just part of a day, a morning, I guess. Happens to be the same day my nephew's getting married, but it'll all work out. So, oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is our student, Junya Sakamoto, he presented at NASA. He's in the computer coding and applications, and he actually got to do the presentation to people at NASA. So very exciting, I'm sure, for him.
Awesome.
And he was in the Technical Honor Society. He was inducted earlier this year, so you got to shake his hand, Kyle.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
It's awesome.
well, we all did, but
Yeah.
you got to present
Yeah.
his diploma on Saturday. So
Thank you.
pass that.
Any other community updates?
Community Services did not have their meeting this month. But I will say, if you want to volunteer for Lunch on Us,
Oh, yes.
then you should contact Renee Johnson. Maybe the whole board could
Yeah.
volunteer on one day.
I have to call.
I'll be doing it
meeting.
every other
Yeah,
Monday, so.
Awesome. What else?
I missed the park meeting, I apologize.
That's okay. T?
I'm not able to go, so I'm getting updated.
Okay.
So who got awarded the Dream Big, but also tomorrow at, my notes, 8 a.m. is the district end of the year ceremony where the Red Devil of the Year and the Teacher of the Year will be awarded. So I
Awesome.
got that at the next meeting.
Awesome. Super
I
cool.
think the award will be then tomorrow too. I
Yes.
don't think it's been announced either.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
Don't give out any
Yeah,
secrets.
it's going to be
Yeah.
a big surprise.
Yes. I'm like, don't.
I'm not giving any secrets away.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else? I think just, I speak on behalf of all of us. Congratulations to the 180 graduates that we had an opportunity to celebrate with on Saturday night. It was a beautiful ceremony and just super exciting to hear all of the pride from the families and the students themselves cheering each other on. Yeah, it was really cool. And the beautiful music and the poetry that was read, it was just phenomenal. So,
It really was.
so congratulations on your next step. It's exciting. All right. Next on the agenda this evening is the treasurer's report. And Mr. Stevens, I will hand it over to you. You can see in public comment is the monthly financial report. If you would be willing to give us an overview, please.
So yes, the April financial report is attached. We have an ending cash balance of just over $97 million, of which $73 million of that is the building funds. And the remaining, so there's $16.7 million in the general fund, $73 million in the building fund, and the remaining funds are mostly in the debt service fund and then spread throughout all of our other miscellaneous funds. The interest revenue for the month of April was $324,000. I wish that we could have the investment earnings that the library is able to participate in, but they are able to do some higher risk ventures than we are. Our interest earning percentages are definitely in the single digits and below 5%. But that's neither here nor there. We are getting what we can. For our financial activity for the year, we have completed 10 out of 12 months. And revenue-wise, we have received 92.3% of the budget we expected to get this year. That we've been able to receive all of our property tax revenues, and as I mentioned at the last meeting, it was higher than expected, and so I have adjusted our budget to include the additional revenues for that. So in the financial report, there's a line item there's a column that states for its where did it go? Budget changes, yes. There's a column for fiscal year 26 budget changes, and you can see the additions that we've done to that. For the expenditures, we are currently at 78.4% of our budget, and for 10 out of 12 months, we were targeting at 83.3%, so we are below our estimates. Our salaries and benefits are tracking right on line, on target, and other expenditures are also right on target. It's our purchase services, supplies, and capital outlay, those are currently under the budget. And those are the line items that are harder to budget for. And salaries and benefits and other purchase services, those are our contracts with the ESC and salaries and benefits. I know what everybody's supposed to be making, so it's easier to budget for those. The other line items, not so much, but I'm glad to say that we are currently under budget. Hopefully, the trends will continue and we will be able to end the current year with a positive cash flow balance. Last year we were just under $0. We actually had like a net loss of $40,000, I believe. But I'm anticipating a positive savings this year, so it'd be good to carry that on to the next year. Any questions for the board members that I can answer at this time?
I just need a reminder, so, compared to last year's retirements, do we have more or less retirements?
We have less retirements this year.
And I forget, do retirements come out of this fiscal year, or will they be going into all the, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, the incentive things?
So
Severances.
the severances,
Yeah, the
the severance
severances.
payouts are based on when they officially retire from the district. We have some retirees that will be, they're retiring May 31st. And if they provide us documentation that they have retired with SERS or STIRS, then we will pay out their severance in June. So that would be this fiscal year. But I would say it's probably about half. We're gonna see half of that severance after July 1 and half of that severance before July 1. So we do budget for that within the forecast, so. Yeah.
When the audit happens, do they make you, anything that's paid out in July, do they make you?
It's
Back
included,
that into
it is included in July. No, I apologize. Anything that happens after July, it's after July,
Okay,
it's in
so
the
that's
next year's.
counted towards next year's
Yeah,
budget,
yeah.
okay.
So we've already paid out some severances from last year when we, after
Right.
July 1 of 2025, we paid some severances from the prior fiscal year, so.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. I'm looking forward to fiscal year end and then starting all over.
There you go. And with that, under Treasurer's Report B, I need a motion to approve the fiscal year 26 appropriation amendments.
All motion.
Thank you. And a second.
A second.
Thank you. Thompson Ernst. And I'll open the floor for discussion. You can see the attachments under public comment of the amended appropriations. Is there any clarifications that you would like to provide, Mr. Stevens?
Just that we had to adjust appropriations by $9.15. It was made up of different movements. We did have some activity in our 300 funds, which was our sports teams. I believe that was for girls soccer, and cross country needed to increase their budget for some summer supplies that they're going to be purchasing. And then we had some adjustments to our federal grant awards. And so we had some that went up, we had some that went down, we had some where we reallocated funds from Title II to Title I. But in the end, we had a net effect of expenses going down $9.15 in total.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Stevens regarding the appropriation amendments? Okay, hearing none. Can you call the vote, please?
Thompson?
Yes.
Ernst?
Yes.
Dillard?
Yes.
McMurray?
Yes.
Plyman?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next are our consent agenda items. This includes our prior meeting minutes for April 27th work session, prior meeting minutes for April 27th regular meeting, a retirement change request, resignations, educational upgrades, extended days contracts, summer and curriculum planning for 2026, sports camps instructor pay, stagecrafters for their pay, summer lunch on us program to utilize the vans, Miami County Foundation grant acceptance. Thank you very much for those two grants for the art department and the music library. And then the 2026 extended school year staff. So all of that was approved when we approved tonight's agenda. So next, under new business, A. Sorry, right there. Since we had some changes, I apologize. I need a motion for approval of the salary schedules for the 2026-2027 school year for administration and classified staff.
All motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you. And I'll open for discussion. You can see in public content is the draft salary schedules. We've talked about this previously in work sessions.
So, I guess I'll have a question for Mr. Stevens, if you can clarify some things, I kind of running numbers. So total from what we've looked at, this is gonna add about another 101,000, just into next year's expenses, just on additional salary, but that's also not including the 1.45% Medicare, the CSRS 14% base, the ancillary life and disability roll-up of 0.85%. So the total impact to the district is $117,613 more or less. So for every proposed dollar, we're gonna increase the salary, we need to be able to absorb about $1.16. So I know in prior meetings, we've talked about a potential deficit that we're going to have in the millions of dollars. And so how is this being absorbed into the exact depletion date for our cash reserves?
Well, I believe that Mr. Moran, so you're talking about just the administrative staff only, correct?
Correct.
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 Okay. I believe that when Mr. Moran came to the board and suggested that there needed to be a change in the administrative salary schedule and having pay bands, he noted that the cost would be absorbed through the loss of one of the positions in not this coming year, but the next fiscal year. And
I did see that, but that's only in one, we're only losing one position for 1 year, so that can only be absorbed once. And then
it's
after
absorbed
that-
every year from that time on. The only thing that's not absorbed would be any cost of living adjustments in future years for that.
Above that.
Yep, because that position is gone from now on. And so that is the absorption of that position. Any other questions for that? Any follow-up on that question?
Not for that, no.
Okay. I'll just add that the classified salary schedules that are included in this have a 2% cost of living adjustment, which was what was negotiated with the teachers union. The teachers are seeing a 2%. And our 5-year forecast, we are using a 2% adjustment as well for the payroll.
Additional questions? Okay.
And maybe just to restate, so this is bringing us competitive with other surrounding districts, is that correct?
Correct. You have the information I shared with everybody, the salaries of our county and conference. You saw where all those positions are. That's my recommendation, based on those positions, to retain people and actually pay them what the market value is.
Thank you.
And it's not I would say it's not the high end, it's somewhere in the middle.
Any other questions or clarifications? Okay. Hearing none, Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Dillard,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
Kleiman,
No?
McMurray,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Motion has passed. Next is the administrator salary for 2026, 2027. I need a motion for the approval of the 2026, 2027 administrator salary. And you can see the recommendation sheet in the public comments below.
All motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And I'll open the floor for discussion.
I did some work on this for Mr. Moran, looking, the Miami County ESC also provides us with a document that's very comprehensive of salaries from every position, every single position, just in our county alone. But I also went in and searched salaries of school districts that are rated at our high rating, similar size, across Ohio. So not just in our area looking, and shared some of that info with Mr. Moran. So I'm happy that we're leveling the playing field a little bit. We have quality people in place and we want to be able to retain them. This is about retaining. We don't want to lose someone to another district that can get paid more when we could keep them here.
It's useful information to know. Thank you for the context.
And anyone can look up salaries of people. You just have
Yep.
to go to the online, the state of Ohio provides a site, and you can look up any administrator in any school district, any teacher, any public servant in the entire state. You can look their salary up.
It might be a couple of years old, but you can
Right.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even if you're looking at that, 2 years old, it gives you,
It would have been really helpful if it was current, but.
it would,
Yeah,
it would be.
yep.
Sorry, Dave.
Hey, all thanks to Kristen Williams on helping to get the salaries from other groups.
Yeah.
Other questions or clarifications?
I just don't think we're having a problem with retention, because when I've been out in the public, people have come up to me that don't work in the district, that want to be hired into the district, and they said they understand the salaries are a little bit lower, but due to the prestige of Tipp and due to just kind of the work environment, that they would love to. So I don't think that if we don't give a $8,000 to $15,000 raise over 1 year, it's going to cause somebody to go to another district, especially because just a few years ago, we had a really large RIF, and I think that we're being a little short-sighted with our funds.
Okay. Any other comments?
I'll
Questions?
comment and just state that I have administrators asking when their salaries will be adjusted up. So I'm seeing the opposite from people that are working here and recognizing that they're not being paid the same as other districts in the area.
Okay.
So that's the other side of the coin.
And I can tell you that many, many teachers across the state of Ohio are making the highest amount, and they're
Yeah.
working 186 days.
Yeah.
They're making 128,000 right now already, teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to encourage people to move on into leadership that have the qualifications and to stay there. And it's already a very challenging job. It's not a 8-hour workday, an administrator.
So that means, so on a per day basis, our administrators are being paid less than some of these highly qualified teachers.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and this will help to rectify some of that?
Correct.
Okay.
And unfortunately, there is across the state, every district is local control, so everything's different, right? You go to Columbus and there are 15-year teachers making the same thing as Mrs. Weaver. And then you go to Cleveland and it's even greater. So, and then you go to rural Southeast Ohio and it's half of that. So unfortunately, there are varying differences. And so as the educational pool of pre-service teachers across the state continues to get smaller and smaller, they'll stay where they will get paid the most, and those are more of our larger metropolitan areas. Montgomery County makes significantly more than Miami County educators, obviously around the Columbus and the Cleveland and Cincinnati greater metropolitan area. So we're seeing it with math and science. I think it's going to continue to be seen that it will be very difficult for those smaller districts that are not able to meet the pay of some of the larger metropolitan districts to fill these positions. Anything else? Okay. All right, Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Twyman.
No.
Okay, motion passes. Next New contracts for classified staff 2026, 2027. I need a motion for the approval of the classified staff for the 2026, 2027 academic year. You can see in the attached document the list of who those individuals are and what type of contract and the step that they would be under. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. I'll open the floor for discussion. Any questions?
I'll just note that these are staff members that are currently on, partial contracts, so they're moving from their first to second year, or from their second to their third year, or they're finishing up their third year, and they're not on a continuing contract, so they're going back to a first-year contract.
Okay.
So this is just the staff movement.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Dillard,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Lyman.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next are the new contracts for certified staff for the 2026-2027 school year. And you can see in the public content is the recommendation sheet for all of the certified staff, their degree, their contract, their type, and what step. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I'll open the floor for discussion.
And these individuals are just at the end of their contract, so they're
Correct.
getting a new.
Mhm. Anything else? Okay. Hearing none, Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Ernst,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes,
Lyman,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
motion passes. Next, I need a motion for the approval of the following supplemental coaching staff for the 2026-2027 school year, pending verification of proper certification and paperwork. And you can see in the public content below is a list of those individuals, their stipend and level, the step, and what that supplemental area they would be getting payment for. So is there a motion for approval?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I'll open the floor for discussion or questions.
Of these, who are current and who are new? Who are existing? Or they're, I guess it would be easier to ask of this list who are new hires.
I'd have to go through each one of them to give you an accurate count.
Okay.
I would say just looking at this, they're, I would say mostly not new, they're repeats.
One thing to look at would be the step level. We start at step 0 and go up to step 5, and it's based on years of experience. So very first one I see is the second person, Jacob Beasley, is a step 0 for assistant marching band. So that's probably a first timer. But then if you go down the list, we have a lot of them are filled in. Michelle Thompson is a 0 for the high school De Valera advisor. I don't believe the De Valairs were active this year, and so I think they're just starting back up again. But then most of the other ones are all filled in numbers. I'm only seeing about,
Some soccer.
well, there's some 0, but they're program volunteers.
Yeah.
Most everyone else, except for the 2 I just noted, are not a 0. So, yeah.
Yeah, if it's paid through alternative funding, that's paid through that individual sports fundraising funding. Any other questions, clarifications? Hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes.
Lyman.
Abstain.
Motion passes. Next, under F, a motion for approval to employ the following for the 2025-2026 school year, pending proper certification and paperwork. And this includes Janet Schultz, bus driver, Brian Spivey, thank you, sorry, bus driver and custodial worker, and Alexis Chapman, technology integration specialist. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. I'll open the floor for discussion and questions. None? Okay. Hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Ernst,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes.
Lyman.
Abstain.
Motion passes. Next, under G, I need a motion for the approval to employ the following for the 2026-2027 school year, pending proper certification and paperwork. And the public content is Michelle Dieter as an educational assistant, and Ashley Buckholtz, a science teacher. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Do I have a second? I'll second.
I almost let you motion because it's a science teacher.
I know, right? I'll open the floor for discussion. Glad we found one. Anything? Okay. Hearing none, can you call the vote, please? Mr. Stevens?
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
Lyman,
Abstain.
Thompson.
Yes.
Motion passes. Welcome to the district, Michelle and Ashley. Next is H, a motion for approval to employ the following for the 2025-2026 school year, pending proper certification and paperwork. This is in public content, note substitutes, Jeff Griffith for sub van and bus driver, Heidi Sinney, sub bus aide, and Christina Baker, substitute bus driver. Do I have a motion to approve their hiring?
I'll motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
I'll open the floor for discussion. Okay, hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Lyman.
Abstain.
Motion passes. Next, just make sure where I'm at. I need a motion for the approval of the Metropolitan Educational Technology Association Master Service Agreement, Core Services Contract, and Same Goal IEP Anywhere Pro Contract for the fiscal year 2027. If you note in the public content, the meta agreements are listed there, and the treasurer will add a fully executed copy of the agreement after the meeting has been completed. Do I have a motion to approve those things?
I'll motion.
Do I have a second? I'll second. I'll open the floor for discussion or questions.
I'll just note that these are the services that I use in the fiscal software and also for our student information system. This is EMIS. This is how we keep track of everything and how we can get our funding from the state. These are based on ADM, the average daily membership, this enrollment pricing. So each child costs, the rate is $22.25 per pupil. We are actually seeing a slight decrease in cost from fiscal year 26 to 27 because the number of pupils has gone down. We've gone from 2289 to 2228. So a decrease of $1,357. And if we pay before, I believe, July 10th, we get a 2% discount. Don't believe I've missed that discount the entire time I've been here, so we get that 2%.
Any other questions or clarification for Mr. Stevens regarding the meta contracts? Okay, hearing none, can you call the vote, please, Mr. Stevens?
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
Plyman,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next, under J, I need a motion for the approval of a resolution to establish a special pay plan to provide for the deferral of severance pay for certain employees. And you can see the resolution in public content. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. I'll open the floor for discussion. Mr. Stevens, would you like to
Yes.
begin, please, sir? Thank
Yes,
you.
so this is following up from our work session a few months ago to be able to provide another way to pay our employees severance. This is a special pay plan that's an employer-sponsored plan, meaning that rather than paying the employee through payroll, where they would still be required to pay taxes and the district would be required to pay Medicare taxes as well. This is now going through non-payroll. It's going directly into a retirement 403B account. And so they are able to take 100% of their severance pay, put it into the retirement account, and they can either leave it there or they can move it to another account of their choosing. So we have it set up to where they would need to put it into an equitable vendor account. So we have Abigail, who has been wonderful to work with, and so every employee will now meet with Abby to determine what to do with their financing, or their severance payment at the end of their contract, or their end of their career here with the district. So this is something that employees started asking about last year, and we had to go through these steps. We're putting the resolution in place to allow this payment, and then you'll notice the next item is an MOU with the teachers union to also accept this as well. And the teachers union has approved the MOU and it has been signed. I have their copy. The resolutions for the district and the MOU were both reviewed by district attorneys to make sure that it followed our policies and to make sure that it was written for Tipp. Originally, when I had come to the board with this plan, this idea, I was using a document that had been done by Centerville City Schools, and it was not quite what we should be using at Tipp. So the attorney went through it and made it so that it's written for Tipp. Any questions for the board members, from the board members? Okay. I have a lot of excited teachers and staff looking forward to this.
And this will actually save us money because we don't have to pay Medicare tax on all of the severance pay.
That is correct.
So that's probably pretty hefty.
It's a savings of 1.45% for that. So not quite as much as the 2% savings they get on our Meta contract for paying it in time, but I'll take the 1.45% when I can. So.
But in general,
I would say we're going to pay over $300,000 in severance pay. So you take 1.45% of that. So yeah, that's over $10,000. That's what, about $15,000? So that's a good savings.
Other questions or clarifications? Okay, hearing none, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson?
Yes.
Plyman?
Yes.
Dillard?
yes.
Ernst?
Yes.
McMurray?
Yes, motion passes. Next, I need a motion for the approval of an MOU with TCEA to establish a special pay plan for the purpose of making employer contributions for eligible TCEA retirees equal to the special pay plan amount in accordance with Code Section 403B3 and Treasurer Regulation Section 1.403B to 4D, including the limitations and requirements thereunder.
That was written by an attorney.
Yep. I figured that. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and second. And I'll open the floor for discussion. Mr. Stevens, I'm going to yield to you if you want to do a follow-up, please.
The reason we're doing the MOU is because we have a negotiated agreement with the union, and this is a little different than what we currently do. Our current negotiated agreement states that we will pay them their severance, and that's an employee severance payment, so they would be required to have it go through payroll. And so we're doing the MOU so that they can now modify that collective bargaining agreement so that we can pay them outside of payroll and have the limits in effect for the employer instead, which is actually much higher than what they could do as an employee. So yep. Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's.
Any other questions? Okay. Hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson?
Yes.
McMurray?
Yes.
Dillard?
Yes.
Ernst?
Yes.
Kleiman?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is L. I need a motion for the approval of the second amendment to the sponsorship marketing. Okay, hang on, sorry, is this correct? A motion for the approval of the second amendment to the sponsorship, marketing rights and service agreement between Tipp City Exempted Village School District, Board of Education, and Upper Valley Medical Center effective October 25th, 2026, as presented below. And you can see in public content, this is the, for a second athletic trainer. Is that correct?
It's renewing the 1.2 and adding 0.8 to it.
Correct. Okay. Thank you. Do I have a motion for the approval?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. And I'll, sorry, open the floor for discussion. I believe we've already talked about this during the work session.
I know this contract renews every 3 years. What is the opt-out? I'm not suggesting this, so let me just premise it with that. What is the opt-out time period? So say we would say we want to go with someone else, we need to notify them by X amount of days out, because I'm assuming that's built into the original October 25th, 23 contract that.
It's built into the contract, correct. There's an opt-out notice period. We did look at another agency to look at services, and the costs were not lower.
Do you know what that opt-out period is?
I'd have to pull up the contract.
If you could get me a copy of that, just later
I
on.
think I shared it with everybody.
The
Yeah,
The original contract
Contract,
was shared,
yeah.
I think, on the last week.
Mhm.
I can get it again.
I just have a question. Where will this individual be
You got it.
housed?
Okay.
At the athletic training facility at the high school?
They would be there, but
Just-
just like where they're at now. I mean, we have
Okay.
1.2 now,
Uh-huh.
that they divvy up to go to what location.
Right.
I mean, we have soccer, we have
Right.
all kinds of
Yeah.
activities, volleyball, soccer, football stuff going on at the same time.
I just know sometimes after school, Aaron is inundated
Yeah,
with
and that, this
athletes.
person would be there.
They would
the
be
same-
there as well.
more the same
Okay,
time
okay.
versus- Yes.
That would be great.
And we looked at comparable numbers, they actually had numbers from, I wasn't necessarily concerned about the size of the school, it's about the size of participation.
Correct.
And we have a
Yeah.
substantial participation
Right.
compared to many larger school districts, just
Right.
because their kids are involved, which is a good
Yep.
thing.
And if we don't have an athletic trainer, just so that you know, we cannot have a competition take place.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Do we ever run into where sports that are occurring at the same time are competing for that resource and it's not available? Or how frequently does that happen-ish?
When you look at our fall calendars, or even, our fall calendars are regular. You've got, again, football, volleyball, soccer, boys and girls, cross-country running all the time and needing supports. So it is a typical, there's 2 or 3 events going on at the same time, in addition to the regular practices that they have. So.
Is it tracked at all how many hours they spend with any given sport or athletic team?
I think I would say they're probably more more readily available for contact sports
Okay.
because there's more cause for physical collision, but sometimes they gotta get on and get to another event to check on a student too, or practice. You know, when you got, then in the fall, you got 7th and 8th grade football playing, you got junior high volleyball playing, you got cross-country boys and girls, cross-country junior high and varsity, varsity boys and girls soccer, JV. There's just two people, one person, 1.2 athletic trainers was really low. 2 is going to be helpful, but it's still going to be not everybody's going to have somebody there all the time. But the after-school part to help prepare for practice would be beneficial.
And if you noticed the news last year, there were districts in the Miami Valley region who were unable to have football games because they did not have an athletic trainer for that district. So, yeah, they're also becoming scarce. Any other questions or discussion?
I'm glad we're able to increase
Yeah.
67%, 66 points.
Yeah. A person. Okay. All right. Hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Dillard,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes.
Lyman,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is M. I need a motion for the approval of the following contract amount for the Miami County Educational Service Center for fiscal year 27. And you can see in public content is the contract, and the amount is $1.3 million. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? I'll second. I'll open the floor for discussion. Or Mr. Stevens or Mr. Moran, do you want to?
The attachment that we have here is the pass-through agreement. This is the document that's necessary for the ESC to withhold funding from our monthly foundation reports. Bi-monthly or semi-monthly, I'm not sure which one you say, but we get paid twice a month. But the state will take that $1.3 million and break it down into 24 equal payments. So this is just the pass-through agreement. There is a contract that states the services that are being provided that we will approve at a later time. This is an estimate of the potential services that we will need. This includes services for our preschool, speech therapy, occupational therapy. We used to do the ESC units for our special needs children. We used to have the ESC do those, and we would pay them per student for fiscal year 27. We are taking that back, trying to save money and regain or have control over the program. Mr. Moran can speak more to that. But this amount is actually less than what we did in fiscal year 2026, and that is the savings due to taking back that program. However, we do believe that we're going to be increasing the number of students in this program for next year, and so had we kept it at the ESC, the costs would have gone much, much higher. We would probably be going over $2 million. This year, we had a contract for $1.55 million, and we do a true-up at the end of the year for all of the services that are eventually provided, because we don't know how many we don't know how many preschool students are going to go through the program. We have people that move in. We don't know how many students might need to go to the behavioral center that we pay for as well. So that we did $1.55 million for our pass-through agreement. It could be a little more than that. If we've overpaid, they will give us a refund in June to cover any overpayment. So had we kept the program to be run by the ESC next year, we would have probably had an over $2 million contract with them for that. So hopefully we can save some costs by bringing it in-house, having it in our rooms, having it with our teachers and our aides. So, any questions?
Questions or clarifications needed? Okay. Hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson?
Yes.
McMurray?
Yes.
Dillard?
Yes.
Ernst?
Yes.
Kleiman?
Yes.
Motion passes. Do we need to vote on this? It says information.
Yeah, just, I don't think we.
It's a first read.
Just a first read. Okay. The next is agenda item is the Neola 43.2 Winter 2025. Is that 25 or 26?
Came out then, yeah.
Oh yeah, it did come out. The 2025 AI policy. This is just the first read. You can see in public content below is the AI. It is, this is a state mandated policy that has to be in effect by the 1st of July. So this is just the first read of that. Okay. Next, under new business is O, approval of state championship signage. I need a motion to approve the state championship signage project as presented below. And you can see in public content that the total project cost is $41,310. The contribution coming from Tipp Foundation and the Lesher Fund is $17,083. The remaining balance of $24,227 will be shared equally between the city of Tipp City and Tipp City schools in the amount of $12,113.50 each. And you can see also under public content the sign of what it would look like. I need a motion for the approval.
I'll motion.
In a second.
I'll second.
I'll open the floor for discussion.
I think it's gonna look really nice.
And the picture there, the artist rendition says quantity of 4, possible quantity of 4. Is that the price for 4 of them?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. And those will be placed in different entrances to the city?
Mhm.
North, south, east, west.
Okay.
If that changes at all, we would obviously not
Correct.
spend as much.
Does the city or the school already own the property where these are going to be placed?
The city, the right-of-way would get put in the right-of-way, so I don't know if they have access to it. The one that's being considered for the south entrance by Evanston and Hyatt is with Monroe Township in that, where the Maple Hill
Cemetery.
Cemetery is. That would be, we've already talked to the township about placing that there, and they're fine with that right-of-way, that easement, their location. So the city knows where everything's at. One's probably gonna be on our property on the high school by the north entrance by the water tower. So that would be our property. The other two would be right away where there's there'd be signage placed.
And then, I guess, because in one of the questions I asked was about approval, and there doesn't appear to be any kind of board oversight or appeals process to this. So why does that final process of deciding what goes on the signs not have a board appeals process built into it?
I set out the draft guidelines, you saw those, we can have discussions about those. But as far as that, I think that would be a future discussion if you like. But the draft guidelines that I shared would be the ones that have been talked about previous boards, like I said, this is for state championship teams and academics, like the History Bowl, Quiz Bowl team that won in 2016 will have their own sign up there as well. So there is academic placement for those things as well. So I'm open to consideration on those things. But those guidelines is what I plan on using moving forward.
So I guess approving the signage without having the guidelines kind of married to that process to me seems a little bit like we're trying to get ahead of ourselves, and there doesn't seem to be a timeline why this is so super time sensitive. as far as getting it put in. I would like to hear from the township that they're okay with that easement, just as a general rule, if it's not going on our own property and it's going on a partnership, but it's not a listed partner within this project, it seems appropriate to get their feedback prior to approving this, and really fleshing out the ideas of the process of putting the things on the sign and everything, that draft resolution that you sent out to us. I would like to see that, again, really worked out, all the fine details, and then approving this at the same time. That way we know that everyone's on the same page.
I believe, are we approving just the budgetary part?
Yeah,
of it?
just the budget for right now. I think that as far as the guidelines, I mean, I think that we can look at that later, but this is just for the budget. I'm looking through the guidelines that,
This has been an ongoing thing for probably almost 2 years now. So it's not something that's just happened. This has been shared with the board, it's been in the paper, it's been in the, obviously with multiple boards about this. So I'm confident in the recommendation to move forward and appreciate the city's support, and as well as the foundation supports that have offered to help pay for the cost.
I absolutely appreciate all of the foundations offering their support, but if there has been all of this interaction, and Mr. Thompson has pointed out that Mrs. Arnston and I are new to the board, and so I am just coming across this, and I do feel I was elected to have my input, not just prior boards. So I just think that even approving financing and approving that it's going in without having some sort of policy in place connected to that, especially when it's not like the AI policy. The AI policy is very time sensitive when you need to get it passed. This doesn't have those time restrictions on it. And so, based on that, I'm gonna move to postpone this item for one meeting until we can get the supporting requested documents, notice from the township specifically, and have this fleshed out as far as policy associated with it.
okay. We have a motion on the table to postpone. Is there a second? I'll second. Is there discussion? Anything further?
The price might change because of this, but we'll see.
We have other things that have signage. Do we have to have all sorts of, like, I'm just thinking about like.
The banners in the gym.
In the
and-
high school, the banners, even in the high school, there's all the boards with all the veterans from every class. There's the pictures of every class. Do those have to seek any other kind of preliminary situation beyond any kind of budgetary? I mean, I imagine that those things are budgetary and they come out of school budgets, or those are way before I was ever on the board. But I'm just trying to think of other things, signage. I mean, we've talked about this signage for several years. I believe the first time we looked at it, I even commented that I didn't like the signage. I think I shared, I thought it was not quality enough for our district. So, so anyway, I think that we have these wonderful partnerships with the city, and I believe the city even maybe came to us about this, did they come to us? I can't remember exactly, Aaron.
There's
but-
some discussions, yeah, I think they might have brought it up originally, or it was about the same time.
And so, you know, I think anything that is going to bring the excellence that we see in our district, both academics and sports, to the public's eye is really motivating for our community and our students especially. And all the coaches that are working so hard. So I personally would like to see this move forward, because we don't know how long it's gonna take for it to be made and put up. I
Okay.
sure would like to see it a lot more than I see campaign signs, I'll tell you that.
So what do we vote on? We vote on first the motion, whether or not to.
Motion to postpone.
And then if that passes or doesn't pass, then do we go back to the original motion?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other discussion regarding the motion to postpone? Okay, Mr. Stevens, can you call that vote, please?
Lyman,
Yes.
Dillard, I'm
No.
sorry, nope. McMurray,
No.
Dillard,
No.
Ernst,
No.
Thompson.
No.
That motion does not move forward. So we go back to the original motion for the approval of the state championship signage. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Dillard,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Lyman.
No.
Motion passes. Next, under P, consulting contracts. I need a motion to approve the below referenced consulting contracts. In public content, you can see Beth Haddon for Power School and Registration Consultant, and Deb Baker for Software Support Specialist Consultant. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And I'll open the floor for discussion or questions.
Are there any additional documentation about the requirements of the positions, or is this kind of just a loosely structured?
These are like bridge contracts.
So these are the people that we had hoped, if we had had the TIS position identified earlier, it could have helped transition now.
Okay.
But because they're not coming on till later, we wanted to have that ability for these, to work with these people if need be. I think I expressed that in my
Yeah.
notes a couple of places.
So it's their original positions, it's just a bridge
Yes,
Okay.
and it's as needed,
as needed. Okay,
and no more than those
correct.
hours.
We've spoken about this in previous meetings, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Any other questions or clarifications? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Dillard,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Lyman.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, under Q. Let me go back. Need a motion for the approval of the pay to participate fee schedule for the 2026-2027 school year. In the public content below, you can see the pay schedule for high school sports, middle school sports, marching band, academic quiz team, model, United Nations, fall color guard, winter Deviliers or percussion, high school musical, high school fall play, high school one acts, high school clubs, middle school clubs, high school choir. And then the individual cap is $225 and the family cap is $300. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. And I'll open the floor for discussion.
I just actually have a couple of clarifying questions. For the 1 fee per year unlimited clubs for both high school and middle school, particularly high school, if say they do that fee plus they do quiz team, the $100, is that taken from that 100 or is it in addition to?
I believe it's in addition
In
to.
addition to? And specifically quiz team and Model UN, it looks like they have a special kind of carve out. Everything else is a larger activity, but those two are the two that look like clubs that have a special inflated rate. Do we know why?
I believe it's for their travel.
So that's covered by,
Mhm.
oh,
Well, I would imagine that many of these fees go to the staff member that's
These fees are,
coaching the club or the
Yeah.
team, correct? And so a quiz team would have probably quite a few meeting times, I would think.
these fees are received into the general fund.
Yeah.
The general fund pays the coaches. All the supplementals are paid out of the general fund.
Yeah.
These fees come nowhere near covering the
Yeah.
cost of the coaching.
No.
These are
Thank you.
token receipts, I would say. This is not even, I'd haven't pulled it up.
Yeah.
I was trying to find how much we've received in pay-to-play revenues. It is definitely under 100,000. I know we pay well over that in supplemental salaries and benefits. Participation fees, no, that's not it. Pay to participate fees. Oh, we have received $107,000 this year, so it was over 100. We budgeted 90, so 17,000 more. That's probably the highest I think I've ever seen that line.
Glad our kids are participating.
I'm
Yeah.
glad their kids are participating too. Maybe we have less multifamily kids because there is a family cap. So,
Maybe we have a generous donor out there in the district that wants to cover everyone's pay to participate fees, and then everyone can participate. Just saying.
So I believe that there is free and reduced lunch qualifies for.
Correct.
There are some support
Yeah.
for that.
Yes.
There's, from what I sent Mr. Moran, there's a fund that'll cover any student that can't afford to pay.
Well, there's two, yeah, there's
There's
two
two
things.
funds. Yeah.
As I shared.
Donations.
Yeah.
If free reduced lunches, or free lunches, and then economic hardship.
Mhm. Any other questions, discussion, clarification? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Ernst,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Wyman,
yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, a motion for the approval to enter into a 3-year food service compliance consulting agreement with the Southwestern Ohio Educational Purchasing Council effective July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2029 for $19,000 for year 1 with a 1.5% increase for year 2 and year 3 as outlined in the agreement located below in public content. Do I have a motion for the approval?
No motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
And I'll open it up for discussion or questions.
Why was this specifically done for 3 years?
Cost savings, we got a discount.
Is it
The
okay?
increases per month, the year actually were higher if we just did single
Okay.
contracts. The services provided, it's basically a food service director at a discount price. When I left Tipp back in '21 and went to Milton, they were using the EPC. The EPC was currently building their food service program division program. And their staffing handles all kinds of things that a food service director would handle. Our food service director falls under our operations manager and who oversees the buildings and the food service, and it's more than what an operations director can do. And when I learned about it at Milton, I contacted Kim Hagan here and told her about the service, and there's still not a day where she doesn't thank me for bringing the EPC to the district, because of the expertise that the EPC brings to the food service programs when it comes to the federal compliance, when it comes to the applications for free and reduced lunch, when it comes to the menus and things. We have experts that are helping us make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. And they have helped us countless times when it comes to state audits over the food service program. And it is definitely a service that I believe is worth it. Kim Hagan, if she were here, would be expressing her agreement of having this program. It's a lot cheaper than paying a $70,000 food service director, because we did look into that at one point years ago, and or even what's the word? Contracting out food service overall to a company like Sodexo, where they are either doing the oversight or they're actually bringing in all the staff workers as well for the cafeterias. So that is a big thing that some groups are doing. But again, like we're doing with our preschool programs, and not preschool, the ESC units, and bringing that back in-house so we have control. We have control of our food service program here, and this $19,000 cost allows us to have a nice overview on what we're doing. Not only do they help with the menus and things, they also help with the budgeting and seeing if we're actually making a profit in the food service or whether we're running at a loss, and which we are currently at a loss in the food service program, but we always were until COVID happened, and then they were giving away money left and right to help cover free lunches, but that's not happening anymore. So I'll be quiet now. Food service.
Thank you. Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you.
Any other questions or clarification? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Thompson?
Yes.
Ernst?
Yes.
Dillard?
Yes.
McMurray?
Yes.
Lyman?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, overnight and out-of-state trips. Motion to approve the following overnight and or out-of-state trips and public content: boys basketball, Brock Moon for boys basketball to Lexington, Kentucky, June 12th through the 14th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
One second.
I'll open the floor for discussion or questions.
I know I got the response that if anyone that will be following OHSAA policy, but I still am confused as to who qualifies to participate and what limitations, since it is outside of the, it is outside of basketball season. So who can qualify for this?
The students involved that want to be part of the basketball program.
So it's open to anyone that wants to be as well?
Well, I don't know about anyone, but I mean, the basketball program, there's a cut process. The people that are on the team would be, the people who have been on the team would be able to do that. I don't know with incoming freshmen if there's others that could be on it, but I imagine anybody that wants to do that could be part of it. Just like with every open practice and things like that, kids decide on those types of things.
So if they had tried out in 25 but had been cut, and they would like to, intend to try out again for 26, 27?
Are they invited to be part of it? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
That I don't have that information. If they were who, I don't know how it was communicated. There was the basketball program asking to go on the trip. Just like cross-country kids that go on a trip, and I think we approved that for last month, or they go on to the trip. If they want to be part of it, they're welcome to be part of that cross-country trip. I assume it'd be similar to that?
It says that it is for college exposure for the athletes that are looking to move on to playing college. 10 total students. Zero missed school days. Mode of transportation is a parent volunteer. Parents are attending. Total is $4,000. Students will not pay to go, and that's coming directly from their boys' basketball fund. And that's about it. That's the proposal. Do you want to see it? I can't reach.
I am so sorry. That was just going on in front of me, and I.
Nope.
I think you were just.
My assumption from that is that it's the gentleman who, if they're looking for college exposure, they would probably already be on the team, the maybe juniors and seniors. So this is a dedicated way for them to get in front of recruiting coaches. Uh-huh.
That's on at that time.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion? Okay. Mr. Stevens, can you call the vote, please?
Ernst,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Dillard,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Lyman.
Yes.
Okay. That passes. All right. Next is we will be adjourning to executive session for the purposes authorized under Board of Education Policy 0166 and ORC 121.22 G1. And you can see in the public content below to consider the employment of a public employee or official. No official action will follow the executive session. And we will be going into executive session at,
You have to vote.
oh, yeah,
So should we go into
Thank you.
executive session?
I'll second.
thank you.
Anybody?
Yep, Lydia had it. She was
And,
fast.
can you call the vote, please?
Dillard,
Yes.
Lyman,
Yes.
Ernst,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
We will be going into executive session at 8:13. It is 8:44 p.m. and we are returning to regular session. There was no action taken from executive session. Next is miscellaneous. Our next meeting will be June 22nd, 2026. The work session will begin at 5 and the regular board meeting will begin at 6:30 p.m. That will be held at the Tipp City Board of Education office at 90 South Tippecanoe Drive. Our July meeting is July 27th, 2026. The work session at 5, regular board meeting at 6:30. That will also be held at the Tipp City Board of Education office at 90 South Tippecanoe Drive, Tipp City, Ohio. Not LT Ball. They will be held at the board office. Is there anything else for the good of the order? And hearing none, and that we have concluded the agenda previously voted on for today's meeting, I declare that at 8:45, the board meeting for the Tipp City Board of Education is adjourned.